The leader's jersey in this Volta at Catalunya has changed hands so many times, including during the final stage. This was the circuit around Montjuic in Barcelona, stage 7, only 88 Ks. They still had the same number of laps. They just took out the entry because of, I don't really know why. Ayuso leading GC by 1 second. There's some bonus sprints though. There's 2 before they enter the circuit. So Ayuso and Roglic were short of battle there. Bora Hansgrohe, when coverage started, were doing a lead-up for Roglic. And we see that they get this perfect. Not only does he go the same time as Ayuso, he goes better. He wins the Boni sprint. Den's second, Ayuso third. That means Roglic goes 1 second ahead of Ayuso, and he had to do that because he was behind him on stage placement, so tying him on time was not sufficient. And so perfect from Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe. That meant that in theory, they didn't have to do anything for the rest of the stage. Roglic could defend, he could sit in the wheel of Ayuso. UAE and Ayuso have to attack. They have to do the work, and indeed UAE were. We saw, multiple UAE riders, Johansson and Soler and others controlling them, because for the second intermediate sprint, they want that in play. They don't want the breakaway with the Decathlon Euskaltel rider taking that. They lock this stage down. Eventually everyone realizes, okay, let's let them do it. No one else jumps. It'd be a waste of energy. But you can see, Roglic now virtually 1 second back ahead of Ayuso before they even get to the circuits. And of course, if the stage win is up for grabs, there's 10, 6, and 4 bonus seconds in play. And here is that second intermediate sprint. They get into Barcelona. Johansson doing the lead out, but Bora have the better sprint lead out with Dens and Tratnik. And we see Ayuso, before the left-hand corner, jumps into the wheel of Dens. Pretty dodgy move before the corner. Roglic is forced to brake. Maybe Roglic wasn't fighting for the corner enough, but Ayuso just takes him off Den's wheel. Roglic has to brake before the apex of the corner, otherwise he would have got chopped. And so Ayuso slides. Now, he slid into Nico Den's wheel here before where Dens thinks Roglic is, and Bora were going to do the same thing. Dens was going to not sprint all out. He was going to let the door open, which he does, for Roglic to sprint, but Ayuso's there, and so actually Roglic loses 2 full seconds back. It's the reverse of the first sprint. Now Ayuso's 1 second ahead of Roglic, and so Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe have to put the stage win back in play. But now that we're on the circuit, everyone's jumping. Richard Carapaz, Kelderman, Amaury, all the riders who want the stage win, and so Red Bull for 40 Ks, or could they do it for 40 Ks? Could Tratnik, Aliotti, Pellizzari, over and over and over on this hard circuit? It's a punchy climb, gradients up to 17%, the last bit's really steep. Could they lock this down the whole way for a sprint with Roglic taking the sprint and then the GC title? Probably not, because already over the rep of that climb, it's Pellizzari in front, the last mountain domestique for Roglic, Ayuso in Roglic wheel, and then they do this really fast ascent back again. UAE going slow, trying to block it up, probably hoping other teams jump, like Ineos. Ineos got Axel Laurence here, Freyler, De Plus. They want the stage win, maybe sneak up on GC if the things go right for them. And for Red Bull, more attacks come. Armorel, Tom Donenworth for Groupama FDJ. And so Hayek and their young guys actually did a really, really good job. And this is not the last rep, it's the third last rep. Pellizzari, I don't know if he knew and shouted something to Roglic. I don't know if Roglic was aware of it. Ayuso was out of position coming into this pinch, and so he's sliding up wheels. Roglic definitely notices, he checks a second time here, and he knows now for sure Ayuso is not on his wheel, it's Bernal, and he just lights the afterburners. He's trying to put the hurt on Ayuso. Ayuso's having to close the gap, but still, it's not that hard a climb. It's 21 Ks to go. These two have been neck and neck all race, all week, and Ayuso's still in the wheels. He's still on Bernal's wheel. He's trying to get over the Roglic wheel, but Bernal bumps him off it, and then just over the crest, Roglic surges rather, just gives it an extra squeeze as they get over the top here, sprinting, and he sees that Ayuso's on a gap, and he fully commits. And it's great to see when Roglic is forced. When he's forced to ride aggressively, he can do, it's incredible what he can do. And then you see the group behind, no UAE Team Emirates riders. Simon Philip Yates is attacking. He's won here on this circuit before. Landers, they're all looking at Ayuso like, not our problem. You're second on GC. Well, you were virtually ahead on GC. Roglic is now ahead of you up the road. And Ayuso's like, where are my domestiques? No UAE guys in the group, and the others, they're just looking for chances to attack. They want Ayuso to use up his energy. and then attack and maybe go bridge across to Roglic for the stage win or to take their own time on GC. Soler returns, but how long can he pull? He's not going to pull as fast as Roglic on this punchy circuit. And then there's going to be counterattacks. Like I said, Mas, sniffing weakness. Can he move up in GC with Ayuso isolated? And you see Van Aertvelt, Laurence, Landa, they're now not cooperating. Perhaps they should have actually. Adam Yates returns. For the last lap, could he solve this crisis for Juan Ayuso? And the answer was half. If Ayuso had really good legs, it would have been possible, because you see De Plus actually closes a big gap on Roglic on the last Montjuic circuit. It's actually the descents where Roglic is so aerodynamic, so fast. Van Aertvelt goes over the top. So if Ayuso had been there, could he have jumped? Maybe, but I doubt it either. Roglic gets onto the descent, game over. De Plus is not going to pull with Van Aertvelt because he's ahead of him on GC, and De Plus and Van Aertvelt's behind his teammate Bernal on GC, and Ayuso's got no more teammates to work with him. And as I said, Roglic took out so much time on these descents. Once he had that gap, like, he's just so fast on the descents with his compact position, and he wins this stage easily and also takes the GC title in Volta Catalunya in a different way to how he did it in 23 against Remco. Today he had to be the aggressor. De Plus second, Van Aertvelt third, and for Ayuso, he loses the GC lead on the final day, finishing at the back of this group. So, yeah, he was isolated, but also Roglic this week, as we thought, as I said on the early mountain stage, Roglic was just the better rider on this course. Winning ahead of De Plus, then Van Aertvelt, Godon, Monique, Fortunato, Strong, Yates, Mollard, and Laurence. Here's what Roglic had to say after the stage.
For me, it was about time. Now here I was already like 2 times second, and yeah, it's nice to finish it off. Yeah, we did actually great sprint. I mean, I'm not a sprinter. I really don't want to do these things, you know. I mean, I want to decide it, on the mountains or on the climbs. But at the end, yeah, this Vuelta came down to these bonus seconds, and yeah, fighting till the last stage. And yeah, at the end I had the legs, and really, really enjoyed it here. Nice weather, great support of the people. And yeah, also after the second bonus sprint, I had no choice. So if I wanted to win, I had to do something. The big mountain stage yesterday that, yes, I was hoping for, it was cancelled. So yeah, like, unfortunately, yeah, or luckily, depends how you see it, came everything down to the last stage. The team was working well. We were racing nice. We had a good time and really enjoyed this week.
In terms of GC, Roglic takes out the title, his second Volta a Catalunya, 28 seconds ahead of Ayuso, then Enrique Mas, 1 second ahead of Landa for the podium. Martinez, De Plus, Bernal, Van Aertvelt, Simon Yates, and Richie Carapaz round out a pretty interesting top 10 and a very interesting prelude to the Giro d'Italia, where many of these riders will be in a couple of months. Hope you enjoy the videos. See you in the next one. Ciao.